Alright, so we're finally seeing butter building. This is a really fun stage. This is actually my favorite stage for bomb, to be honest. It is also a very strong whip stage. And right off the bat, really good zoning pattern there from Zet getting some bombs in different places. One of the good things to do with bomb is get a bunch of explosions going off at a similar time that cover different areas of the screen while your opponent is in the air. Because that can be just a waste of bombs to have them all going off at once if they're on the ground. They can just block for 1 moment and then everything blows up around them. But if you catch them jumping and you can get 2 or 3 bombs blowing up to cover different areas, that's when it gets really scary. So they're doing a good job there, but in a bad spot now as Bitphone gets a little too aggressive for the grab there. Definitely could have kept jabbing. And Zet going for these close range set bombs. Those are super important against Whip. It's really the only way you can throw bombs straight at him. I do question the stage pick a little bit from Phone. I do think this is Bomb's best stage in the matchup and in a lot of matchups. Although Phone, Zet specifically is notoriously good on gardens. But yeah, this is looking really good for Zet right now. Zet always seems to activate at FPS. This is 2 FPSs in a row now.
Yo, he's almost knocked on hit.
He was 0-4 all time against Justin, and I believe he'd only taken 1 game.
He had 18 HP.
And now got a win on Justin, and now looking to get a win on Phone here as he goes up game 1.
Yo, he had still 91% of his life left.
Yeah, that's wild. Definitely would again be an upset, although less of one if Zet wins this. Certainly less of an upset than Zet beating Justin.
Well, don't get to ever see anything. Water do anything.
Yep. No, you'll just have to trust us. Water is a good character. There is only one of them, and he seems to be cursed at this tournament series. So that is where we are right now.
I like FD-like stages.
Yep, I think the FD stages are pretty solid for Whip in this matchup. Definitely a good counter pick here. Bomb likes to have platforms to roll bombs at different heights and make use of dash bombs. Or on Butter specifically, he can really cut off the angles that you can approach from on or off the platform by putting up-thrown bombs that'll hit just barely the bottom of the Butter platform. Bomb loses all those options now, has to just fight Whip straight up. And also has to anti-air Whip a lot, because Phone likes to jump, just out of this, like, right around the top of up-thrown bomb height, where if you get one of these wrong, you're in a really bad spot of being stuck, in the corner, or at least, with a jab in your face as Bomb. One thing that's doing very well, making really smart decisions on when to roll out of pressure, has not really been caught for rolls by a character who is very good at that most of the time. Oh, and fantastic rollback into set bomb out of pressure right as Phone jumped forward. So you'll see Zet backing himself into a corner a little bit here. You kind of have to do that. Definitely Factory is a scarier stage. I'm assuming Zet banned Factory. That is definitely Whip's best stage. That's the smaller flat stage. One big thing about that stage for Whip is that he actually gets combos off his command throw because you can ceiling bounce with the up throw. So this stage you don't get that benefit, but you still get the other benefits of flat stages. And definitely a much closer game, although Zet is still keeping this very tight. Only down by 4 health right now. Interesting to see him Zet go for slide more. It looks, I thought it was accidental when he was doing it earlier on, but definitely seems to be on purpose right now. Oh, doesn't get the tornado out in time. You can cancel the rapid jab and go into a tornado. Which is the down 8B input. And that'll cover rolls if you do it perfectly. It is fairly difficult to get the timing right, though. Good stuff by Phone, just staying in the air to camp out that little sequence there, and the jab will take it. And also, this is first to 4. Is that what we do here for top 8?
Yeah.
Or are we down to first to 3 now?
It's a 4.
Because we run first to 5s in our brackets. I know that that was too long here, but first to 4, I believe we're still doing, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, cool. This is going to be one of the longer matchups, probably, but still won't be, one of the eternal ones. There's very few matchups that actually take that long, especially with Magolor not being much of a presence. I don't think we have any Magolor in top 8, actually.
Yeah, the
top 8
best
hasn't been
two didn't
decided,
enter.
but looking at the people who could get in, the only chance for Magolor would be if Kyo-chan makes an upset over Croc, which she is down 2-1 right now, so not out of it, but losing 2-1. And again, Kyo plays lots of characters. Mag is just on the list. It's not like she's a Magolor main.
Yeah, the best 2 mags actually didn't enter today.
Yep, P47 not really a part of the scene anymore. Ninja 11 is out of town. Ninja is our #1 player this past season. Definitely gonna be #1 on the season 3 PR. We only have 2 of the top 5 here, and one of them is already eliminated. So Colgate certainly the odds-on favorite from this point. Don't see a whole lot of names who I would think are likely to take him out, although there are certainly a few who would have a shot. I know Zat has beaten him once or twice before. Ruby would certainly have a chance if they can get back up that far in winners. And also with how well Phone is playing, that's definitely a possibility as well.
I thought you just in for the raid.
Welcome to any of Justin's viewers who just came in. Alright, so the counter pick now Jam Bastion. Kind of surprised this was left open. Oh, did he go Cutter? He might have left this open to go Cutter. Yeah, okay. So if it was just Whip against Bomb, this would be a bad stage to leave open. However, Cutter outzones Bomb very, very hard on this stage especially. For the most part, I think this matchup is fairly even from the Bomb perspective. I mean, from both perspectives, but I happen to be a Bomb player. But on this stage, it's definitely a lot more difficult for Bomb. That was some good timing mix-ups early on. Hitting Phone out of the end of these charge cutters. If you let Cutter get set up just once with these hyper cutters, you can really just kind of lose the whole game off of it sometimes. And now we really see the snowball happening for Cutter. And the thing is, even if you get a Bomb into trade with one of these, hyper cutters aren't going to break. And you still get both hits of them if Bomb is not shielding. You even get to true combo if they're at the very end of the range. And Zat keeping this fairly close, but Foam certainly with a lead right now. And Bomb not a character who's great at making comebacks. Really his only big comeback potential is from buddy tosses, and it is hard to grab Cutter. Oh, Phone running out of double jumps though. Really good catch from Zat here, getting a huge punish. Phone still hasn't landed, and now falls behind by quite a bit. So if I'm going to have to get set up here just one more time before he can really get this lead back. Zat needs to close this out. 3 more bombs will take it. Now 2 more, but Phone set up again. Really risky dash attack. Good call out from Phone. Oh, throws the uncharged cutter. Really smart, quick thinking there from Phone. I like the pressure from the dash bombs from Zat. Definitely spacing them very well. Using that low platform of Gem Bastion to attack from a really useful height. One of the biggest parts of playing Bomb on most stages, as Phone now down to 1 bomb left of health.
Oh!
And that'll take it. Dash bomb right in the face of the cutter jab, and it trades to get Zat the win.
Wait, can you just trade when you're
winning? One of the most important parts of playing Bomb is using the platforms to your advantage to roll dash bombs to very specific locations. And then from there, you can use, once it hits the ground, you can use another dash bomb to blow it up at a certain time if it won't blow up automatically where you want it to. So Zat doing a really good job making use of the platforms, making use of the shape of that stage to pressure Phone in a situation where usually he'd be in a really bad spot. So we'll see if with counterpick here, if Phone goes back to the whip here, or if he stays with cutter. Flat stage, that has to be whip.
They went whip. Don't I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
You were so quiet.
Alright, so back to whip on Dustin Rivals. And this definitely, I think, is Phone's strongest counter pick, especially if Cutter on Jam Bastion did not work. This seems like the best counter pick to me.
Oh.
Ooh, big buddy toss right off
so
the start.
Cool.
It is very rare to get one of those against Whip. Really have to catch something being missed spaced and then power shield it, which is exactly what Zet did there. So Zet playing this very well and doing a good job getting himself out of the corner. But Phone is definitely adapting to the places where Zet has been trying to roll out of pressure. Starting to catch a few more of those, not getting huge damage on it yet.
Oh,
Get some damage there. Good DI from Zet. If you can call out exactly when they're going to tornado, you can DI it down. The risk of that is if you're holding down, you'll get stuck in whip jab forever if they don't want to do that. So you have to predict that they're going to go for it, and it's pretty much a read on that they'll do it early enough for it to be worth it. Good jump back from Phone right there. That's a really important situation where Zet was going for full hop set bomb to try to cross Phone up. Full hop set bomb is so important for Bomb because it lets him cross you up and get back to have space behind him. Bomb a much scarier character when he can move backwards. And the more he corners himself, which is what he has to do over time, the more trouble he gets in. And then he has to make some sort of call out to get over your head, preferably with a bomb dropping on top of you from one side or the other, but find some way to get back past you and get back to the place where he has more stage behind him to work with. And again, really good call out. Phone adapting to where Zet wants to roll. And now adapting to where he wants to jump as well. And we saw the early buddy toss from Zet and still not able to take the lead, keep the lead in this matchup. Alright, so I definitely would like to see Phone ban Butter and stick with the whip. I think that Butter building a stage where he doesn't get to use his usual game plan against Bomb. And other than that, he looks very comfortable in this matchup to the point where even with that early mistake, he really controls Game 3, or Game 4 rather, pretty easily.
It's gonna be this matchup the whole set?
I would think so from here. Zet does not have a secondary. Used to play Artist once in a while, but that's not a good idea. Phone is the one who would switch characters if anyone, but since Cutter on Jam Bastion didn't work, I think Whip is definitely his pick the rest of the way.
This song's not bad, but kind of wish there was like an option to like swap the songs around for the mix-ups.
Yeah, no, I love the music, but it would be nice if you
had more.
could listen to different music
Yeah.
on the CSS once in a while. There's so much good music in this game. It's a Kirby game. I love Kirby music.
They don't, maybe. I mean, no. You have the, you could just swap the musics. No, the thing you do. All our music. Oh, does that work? Would that work? I don't know. You would know better than me. Pain. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just asking. No, I can. Look, pain. Up plus mashing. Magor tip. Up plus mashing. That's literally what it said.
Alright, so going over to Bubbly on Game 5. I'm assuming this means Phone banned Butter Building. So he's going to fight the bomb with Whip on Bubbly Clouds. Now again, this is another very good bomb stage. I think against Whip specifically, it is less scary for Whip than Butter Building is. Especially the way Zet plays the game. I think Zet was doing a very good job using Butter to his advantage. And so with that banned, Phone may have also banned Jam Bastion, or may have banned Springy, because Zet's been doing well with these smaller spaces. And Zet playing really well around this platform. That's really the key to this matchup. You lose this matchup so hard on flat ground and in anywhere where the Whip has full control of the airspace. So the way to win this matchup is really abusing these platforms as much as you can. And Zet doing a really fantastic job of that so far here in Game 4, or Game 5. And the 8B misses completely. And Phone catching on to fewer of these rolls here in Game 5. That was a huge part of why he was able to win last game, make that comeback. And
Well,
Zed
that's
just
one-sided.
ping-ponging him around off these bombs. A couple bombs away from going on to set point here. Ooh, he dash
Well,
bombed earlier,
a
that was
match.
combo, but that'll take it anyway. And Zed goes up 3-2.
It's 3-2.
Yep, Zet's up 3-2. So set point here for Zet, and I assume Phone gets another counter pick of Rivals with Whip here. Which he's won both of those games so far, but then he would have to win a game on Zet's counter pick still to win the set.
You know, I haven't seen a fighter yet. Everyone talks about how he's supposed to be like a high tier, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's another case of just all the fighter mains happen to not be active right now. We had two really good ones from early on in this game. Meow Mix, who has been out of the scene for a couple months now, and Kirby Bim, who they were playing most of this season, but just have been too busy of late. We also actually have had a third fighter showing up recently, Skindle. They're the one who makes a lot of our graphics as well. And they've had some really good results with Fighter the last few weeks, but they couldn't make it to FPS today, I believe. So, that character certainly does still exist in the meta. They're just not as common right now because a lot of the fighter mains are missing for various reasons. There is a chance we see Fighter in this bracket today because that is Celica's secondary, and he's still in loser side. Yeah, Celica plays DDD Meta Knight and Fighter. That's the only chance we'd have to see Fighter unless... yeah, Kyo is out. So yeah, that'd be the only Fighter player left. And the counter pick is springy, so I'm assuming that means Zet finally banned both flat stages. Was probably banning this one before, and now leaves this open rather than Rivals. So I like this pick. Zet's been playing well around platforms. Having platforms that you can only get off of on one side certainly makes them less good for bomb, because you don't get the advantage of rolling dash bombs off of them, and you don't get to sort of play around them in the manner that Zet was doing before. But you still get to use them in a way that will matter quite a bit against Whip. This matchup certainly a lot easier when you have a platform you can go to and fall off of. And Zet has some really good platform movement as well. And yeah, really just doing a great job doing the key thing in this matchup, which is playing at a different height. Whip wins incredibly hard when you are at the same level on the screen, height-wise. And Bomb has a lot more they can do once that changes. Oh, Phone could have just kept jabbing there, done a ton of damage, but goes for a mix-up back into the jab 1. However, you see Whip's damage output and how strong it is. So even with just a couple stray hits here and there, Phone's staying about even with Zet in a game that Zet has controlled fairly well in the neutral most of the time. Ooh, catches him in the side of the tornado as well. But yeah, like these whip jabs, like every hit of like the jump, like neutral and down attack, like the first hit does 20. So this character will hurt a lot from getting it just a couple times. And even in a game where Zet controlled it pretty well, Phone is going to take game 6 and take this to a final game.
Yeah, it's 3-3. Think we can get to level 68 today, Dawn? 67, like 67 and a half. Can we get to 68? You think can we get to 69? Can we get to level 69 today?
That's probably a little too ambitious. You don't gain points that fast.
Too ambitious. Alright, 68. Let's go for 68. Let's go for 68.
It would be nice, though.
Why would it be nice? I'm just wondering.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. The moment I said that, Dawn said, no. Who I mean? I mean Bro MK. I still think Bro MK is my most played video game character of all time. Communication error. Rip.
I fought Brawl MK for the first time in a while again recently because we finally have offline events coming back where I can practice Brawl with my friends again.
Oh, who?
And yeah, nothing's changed. Still a wild character.
What character you use?
Certainly not my least favorite character to fight though. I play Diddy in Brawl.
Oh, Diddy's pretty good against me.
Yeah. I'll take that any day over dealing with Snake. That's always prefer MK there.
Diddy's like 3rd or 4th in that game.
Yeah, he's good.
His shield, one of his best things that people don't talk about, his shield never gets poked. You use
that
shield.
is true, yeah.
That's
very nice.
That's a really good feature about him.
One of my ultimate characters is Bowser, so and another one
Me
used
too.
to be Olimar, but then the shield happened, so I'm very used to shield poking being a problem. But yeah, that's definitely a useful thing. Although I live in a region with Wario and multiple Mennonites, so Mennonite's not so much of a problem, but Wario is an issue for that character. Alright, we're finally ready. I'm not sure what took so long between games there, but we're here for game 7.
To a teammate to restore their stamina.
So here we go. Oh my god, phone going beam.
Domo.
So this is
Majestic.
definitely an even harder matchup for Bomb, but this is not the stage that you should probably go to for Beam. I think this matchup is very doable for Bomb, but only on Gardens and Bubbly. That being said, it is still bad. This is easily Bomb's second worst matchup. Only Yo-Yo is harder, in my opinion. This matchup is really, really tough. Beam just kind of goes up. And I said earlier, Beam generally uses one move. That's the move, this jump dash attack. The jump 5B, the grounded jab, and the grounded dash attack are all good. But this jump dash attack is so huge. And it beats out bombs. The full thing does like 30 damage or so if you get hit with all of it. And it combos into another one.
Yeah, these platforms aren't doing anything. These platforms are good for Bomb, not Beam.
Yeah, this is definitely a mistake on the counterpick from Phone as far as the stage goes. This is one of Bomb's hardest matchups, as I mentioned, but this is one of the 2 stages where it is very much doable. And Phone, not a Beam player. This is, you know, we definitely have a better time on something like a Jam Bastion. I'm guessing the flat stages are banned because those are the best stages for Beam. But something like Jam Bastion would be better, for sure. And yeah, I think this stage is definitely a Bomb favorite stage in this matchup. But yeah, so every Beam move will beat out Bombs. In fact, Jab even beats them out behind him. But it is a much easier matchup when you have a big platform to work around like this, to sort of hide from the jump dash attack. You cannot punish that, it is not shield grabbable. Beam can cancel the end lag of that dash attack with a roll. So you know he's going to roll most of the time, but you have to guess which way in order to punish it, because you can't actually true punish it. So Phone with a slight disadvantage here. Zet definitely playing this well. And again, Phone definitely not a Beam player. This is not a character he plays. This is, however, a very easy character to pick up, and this is one of the easiest matchups for him. So yeah, I think on any other stage this would have been a much easier time for Phone. But yeah, the height of the bubbly platforms lets Bomb kind of, if Bomb is already up there, they can full hop backwards with their dash and jump and throw dash bombs at Beam for using jump dash attack at the max height. And the Buddy Toss will almost take it. One more bomb from Zet will take the set. And of course, the other aspect of that is that if you're below the platform, Beam can't hit you as well with the jump dash attack. So just a stage where you really have so many more options than you would anywhere else.
This stage pick makes no sense to me. This stage pick literally seems like the best Bomb possible stage against Beam.
It definitely is. In this matchup especially, it absolutely is. And that'll
those
take it.
platforms
Nice
allow
shot from
bombs to
Zet.
not
And
get
he'll
hit
move
by any
on
beams
4-3
attack.
into winners finals.
That was such a bad stage pick.
Yep, Nafone definitely a big mistake on the stage pick, and Zet takes full advantage of it in a matchup that is not easy even there, but certainly way, way better for Bomb on that stage than it is anywhere else.